seconds. Pistons turn it over. Bogdanovic, 3 on. Look out! Holy cow. Wow. Jalen Johnson. See what he did? All right. Cunningham. Look at the handles. Cade. Icewood.
Ooh,
and one.
He danced on him, didn't he?
Has 29. McMillan brings in Trae Young because he says, we got to get going.
You know, really good game that he's had consecutively. Started the other day, came off the bench here, and scoring. Giving you some scoring.
Again, we'll talk more about that. We touched on it in the open. Miles Turner shut down for the year officially as Lou Williams rebounded by Onekwu.
Got to get back.
And the alley-oop to Johnson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to get back. That three with Nate McMillan, that's tough.
First quarter, 44 for the Hawks. They shot 68%, and they threw the alley-oop again. There with Taylor, Hill, Smith, Bacase.
I can see that. As soon as he caught the range, get to it. That's it.
Base to the basket, finds Johnson.
And we are back, New Pack City, Hawks fans worldwide. Welcome back to your favorite weekly Hawks Hoopcast. It's March 30th, 2022. I go by Lou Starsky. Hawks are one game over 500 despite dealing with some key injuries. And since we last spoke, came out kind of flat against Detroit, showed some grit against the Warriors, and finally beat a bad team in the Pacers. So, you know, looking at the team now, we're going to talk a little bit about Deandre Hunter moving forward. How much can we rely on him? You saw a clip of JJ there up front. He's getting a lot more playing time and making some actual plays. So we'll talk a little bit about him and his roster spot moving forward. And we're going to get into a little bit of Trae versus the refs conversation. I got some clips coming up that I want to show. And we'll also be asking when the gang accumulates, I'll be asking them what their starting lineup's going to be. But first, hit the thumbs up for your boys. Like, share, subscribe, and catch us live through the notifications. And we want you to drop comments and join the conversations and you know, keep the party going. With all that said, let's start the show. Damon, what's going on, my man?
What's good, homie?
Not a whole lot. Just, you know, just gone through another typical Hawks week, but it seems like we're getting a lot more of these 2-1 records as opposed to the 1-2 records these time. I talked about it in the group chat a little bit, but since January 17th, we're actually a pretty damn good team. We're 21-12. How do you feel about that?
I don't really feel nothing about it. That, you know what that tells me? We 21-12 since January. We just got over 500 for the first time in 2022. That just showed you how bad we was in the first half of the season. Well, not even the first half, but from the start of the season, let's just say until the end of December. That's how bad we was. 21-12, you say?
Mm-hmm.
And you look at us now, we're only one game above 500.
Yeah.
So, you know, what you saying that makes me want to go back and see. I wonder what was the change.
Well, that's when we got kind of healthy. That's our records with the team being healthy. But let me recap this. Let me recap this week. So we played against that Detroit game after coming on here super high. You know, we talked about the show. We were like, this is a must win. We got to win this game. And we came out and got drilled. I mean, he pulled the starters with 6 minutes left. It was lazy transition defense, rebounding. I mean, Cade kind of reminds me of Grant Hill, but still, I mean, we just kept on shooting, no drives. And then we came out against the Warriors, and then the Gallo post presence was there. I mean, they had no Curry, but, you know, Trae also took a terrible shot. I do want to talk about this a little bit. Did you see that shot he took with 59 seconds left?
I mean, bro, I mean, you got to take what they telling me.
The good with the
You got
bad.
to take the good with the bad. But let me tell you something though about stuff like that. You don't see, and I'm gonna chalk that up as just Trae just being a young player looking for more clout. But you don't see great players doing silly stuff like that. You don't see a Chris Paul. Let me change that. You don't see players compete for championships do that. You don't see Chris Paul. You don't see LeBron, Giannis, Embiid, the top dogs. They don't waste possessions.
It was an exact contradiction to what the commentators were saying at the exact time. They're like, okay, well now they got that. Now they need to just, oh no, he shoots. I mean, it was just okay. That's a Trae shot there. And then we played against the Pacers, and then I was really upset with just TLC started. I mean, Boki played well, but I mean, JJ looked good, but Nate had terrible rotations. At one point, he had Trae, Wright, Herter, TLC, and CC. Who are you going to beat against? Who are you going to keep beat with that?
You should beat the Pacers with that lineup. The Pacers are playing with who? But you take Halliburton off that team. Who was left on the team? So we should have beat them. So with that lineup or any other lineup, you know what I'm saying? Well, let me add to that. On paper, you know what I'm saying? On paper, we should be whipping them, But, I'm not questioning it. I think Nate's rotation has been solid right now. I think a lot of people in Hawks Nation they got their own little fan favorites, and they get upset when their favorite player is not either getting the minutes they think he deserves or is not playing. Listen, at the end of the day, I mean, and I'm trying to give Travis a little bit of leeway here. TLC's on his team for a reason. Travis had to see a reason to have him on his team. So, I mean, and let's be honest, he's only playing due to injury, man. If we healthy, he's not getting no playing time.
Yeah, but I think most people at this point just would rather see a JJ or.
Bro, I don't care. That's what I'm saying. People got their own little fan favorites that they want to see. You know what I'm saying? I like JJ. I'm glad he got all those minutes in the G League. I don't want to have a young player riding the bench getting 1 or 2 minutes a night. And I just don't want him just thrown in the starting lineup. And you saw what happened when he just get thrown out there. What happens? Just like we pointed out in the post-game live, and I think it might have been you or somebody else, lost on numerous defensive assignments. Looking like he didn't look like he didn't know where he was supposed to be on certain assignments. And that's what I'm saying. See, and that's why I'm trying to give Nate, I'm giving Nate a little bit of credit, okay? It's a reason why this dude with all that athletic ability is not getting the playing time. And you see it right there. You missing defensive assignments with a coach who's supposed to be a defensive coach. So, that's going to rub him the wrong way. Maybe it doesn't rub an offensive-minded coach the wrong way like that. Mm-hmm. But, when you got a defensive-minded coach and you lost on defensive assignments, Nate going to take you out the game.
Right. And I was looking at him a lot, and his picks aren't exactly very stationary. So he's still doing a lot of moves, and he would do a lot of things that would definitely get get either called or slow down the momentum.
Which obviously is going to get better over time. Obviously.
Right. It's good to see him in there.
Yeah.
Well, you do the player ratings after the games. Who would you give a player of the week to, so to speak? I mean, who do you think performed pretty well this week?
A player of the week. I would have to go. I got two. A player of the week, I would go with Bogey.
Mm-hmm. It's a solid.
But the most important player on the team, and I hate to say it, but I'm Gallinari, man. Like, bruh, when he is not playing, we are a one-trick pony, bro. Jump shot.
Well, now let me ask you this, because something's come up. Do we like slick-haired Gallo better than Beatles-haired Gallo? What do you think about that?
I never really paid attention to his hair, man. I kind of liked it when he had a little mohawk going.
Right.
But I like to call him Bad Shot Gallo, man. Like,
he hits bad shots.
Hey, that dude is like Kobe Bryant, bro. It ain't a shot he don't like, bro. He'll shoot anything, but they go in. So and you know, sometimes I forget that he's 6'10". So 6'10" plus you shooting the ball, releasing the ball way up here.
Perfectly.
Yeah, you shooting over everybody.
Well, this week was marred with something else, and that was an injury to Deandre Hunter, the infamous one. So I guess the next topic is, what's DeAndre Hunter's future?
I'm gonna tell you what his future is. And you know what? I put a post in the group. I don't know if you saw it. I think I put it up yesterday. I was like, hey, it might be time to move on from DeAndre Hunter, man. Now listen, he got 1 year left. And you can look at it good or bad. You know, he got 1 year left at $9 million, which is a team option. Obviously, I will go ahead and exercise that option. But what I don't want to do is do not give him a contract, Travis, in the offseason. We got to see what he do in his final contract year, how that knee hold up. He a restricted guy anyway, so it ain't like he going nowhere without us not having a chance to keep him. But why try to lock in a dude with numerous knee issues? Is it, and then you can ask yourself, is it him or is it our team doctors? Why is this guy coming back on the court and coming off the court with the same injury, man?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's suspect to me. I really think Hunter in the offseason needs to go get a second opinion from an independent doctor and see where he stands. But as of right now, bro, he could play out this last year of his deal. And if he can't give me, I would say, what's a legit number? 70 games would be reasonable, I think. If you can't give me 70 games next year, bro, I can't afford to keep you. You know, well, I can keep you, but it's going to be at a much lower rate than what a good
Four.
a good 4/3 is going for in the market. You know, I'm not giving him $20 million a season. Hell, I'm not even giving him Kevin Huerter money.
I was
At least
just about to
Kevin Huerter
say,
can
that's
get out there and play.
Yeah, exactly what I was about to say. I mean, he's not even getting Kevin Huerter money at this point.
And it's not due to lack of ability, it's lack of availability.
Right.
You know, because once your knee go, that's it, bro. You don't come back from like no cartilage or whatever his problem is, man. Something wrong with that knee, and they ain't figured it out yet.
Right. Well, I want to talk a little bit about something that's kind of been brewing all year, and that's Trae versus actually, you know, if you think about it, it's actually been brewing longer than that because he has a long, infamous history with the refs, it looks like. But this year has definitely seemed to hit a very noticeable point with Trae and the ref. And I bring that up because I was listening to KD speak on his podcast about those certain things, and it's a lot of things that I wonder how Trae thinks about it, and so I'm going to play them for you. And I was hoping the analyst would be here by now because I wanted to get his take as well. So I'm going to play these 3 clips, and then we're going to get into Trae versus the refs. Give me 2 seconds here. There we go. All right. This is the first one. And this is about the double team that we've seen Trae come in contact with.
Thought you did a real good job of like retreat. They're essentially zoned up behind that double, so you're kind of picking out the pass.
Yeah. We moved well off of it. I felt like I was patient. I felt like a couple shots I did rush because I was trying to beat it, the double team before it got there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all, I mean, if I see it again, I understand it more. If I see it more, you know what I mean? It's just a matter of just conditioning myself for that, and if teams do it. Because New York did it late in the game too.
Mm-hmm.
So at least I've seen it a few times so I can try to start to get used to it mentally. That's a new thing in the league. I mean, I see a lot of teams do it to a lot of players, run and jump at half to get the ball out their hands late. It's a solid strategy for sure. It could be risky, but it's solid.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing he talked about. And so that's something that Trae's obviously dealing with, you know, some added pressure with that double team that they got going on. But this is something that I thought was interesting when he talked about what he expects from his anger.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had that mentality of like, well, I'm the skinniest guy where somebody's going to bully me or try to bully me. So I have to play with that chip or that edge. Like, I think we all want to play with an edge. The anger kind of, brings the best out of us. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's how I play. It's more fun when I play angry.
Mm-hmm. It's fun, more fun for you.
Yeah, because I'm more focused and I want to get the job done and I want to do my best. I always want to do my best, but it's just like I'm a little bit more focused when I really want to complete the task. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when nothing else matters. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. You know. And it's a lot of other games where I'm focused on the surroundings, whether it's my teammates, my coaches, trying to help somebody else. Just trying to talk to somebody else. Get involved with the crowd, but when I'm like super into it, it's just nothing else matters. It's just silence, really just focused on what's in front of me and trying to do it the best of my abilities. Mm-hmm. It's just really, really in the moment at all times. And it takes me to a deeper place, like darker place, I guess. I mean, I feel like we all trying to win the games and coaches want to win just as bad as I want to win, and I really value the W's. And so when you feel like somebody's trying to take something from you, you get a little defensive. So I just think that's the approach we all have when you really want to win something. I feel it in my teammates and my opponents too. When you just snap at a ref or snap at yourself for missing a shot or not getting something right. So sometimes I may take the win. Wanting to win too serious where, I may curse a fan out or curse a ref out because I feel like they get in the way of what I'm trying to do, but all in reality, I'm just getting in my own way, Mm-hmm. So it's a mental game that you playing out there, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, when you think back on it, it's fun to go through that stuff, but you realize how many emotions you put into something,
And those were kind of telling on how he handles his emotions with certain people. That he's now this is just about another 45 seconds, but now he gets into what he wants out of the refs and what he's trying to do when he talks to the ref. And it sounds like he has a game plan where this is what we'll get into when it comes to Trae. Is Trae just reacting as a young man to these very highly emotional situations, or is he being strategic when he talks to the refs? Now I'm going to play this and we'll get right into it.
In no other setting in life would we even think about talking to somebody the way we do to the referees.
Yes, referees get it.
But like in no other circumstance in life.
Are you talking to anybody?
It's like that and like the car when you get cut off or something.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have good rapport with the refs?
Yeah, I do.
Because these are like your coworkers. You see these guys often.
I do. I feel like I have good conversation. There's times when I may raise my tone. Mm-hmm. But I always tell them, I say, yo, don't worry about the presentation. Listen to the message. As I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. You know what I'm saying? But I think I've been in the league for so long. Most of them have been around since I got in, so they understand me a little bit. They know when I'm just like off my rocker and when I'm really just trying to have a conversation. Because most of the time I want to understand how they see the game too. You know what I'm saying? Because I see it a certain way. And sometimes I feel like the refs not even thinking about how we see it. You know what I'm saying? So I be wanting to understand. They let me know, and I appreciate it sometimes. And then they'll also let me know, like, look, I'm going to be watching next time I miss this call. Like, I just want to have a conversation. And when you ignore me, that shit pisses me off. And they have to sometimes, because if I scream at your ass for 5 or 6 possessions along with the other team, it's just like how much you going to take.
Yeah.
So I get the refs, but I'm not going to change. I just didn't like it at the time. And so it may be times where you catch me where I might just not be in the mood at the point. Ref might have missed a call on my shot. That's the most frustrating thing. When I shoot the ball and I get hit on my arm and the ref be like, I missed that one. I'm just like, how you know you missed it then? You must have seen it if you missed it. And then a fan might say something to me right after that, and then it's like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Shut your ass up. But it's just like, I don't want to get away from like really being in the game though, but I also want to control some of that shit too.
Does that give you some insight into like some of the pressure that these guys are dealing with? And it's not just these split decisions or just not making the right decision all the time. I mean, it's a lot that they're processing, it seems like.
No, not really. Listen, at the end of the day, man, and the reason I say that is because it's like KD, man. Like KD said, he been in the league long enough, man. The refs know him, so over the years, you develop a rapport with the referees. You know what I'm saying? To
Coworkers.
where they understand. Oh, he's yelling, but that's how he always gets. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see some players as much because the referees already know what type of person they are. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Because the players say all type of stuff to the referees, but when it comes to Atlanta Hawks, bruh, no, the referees have been crap with us all season. And I noticed at the beginning of the season, if you go back in our in-game chat, go back December, November, I seen it, bro. Like these dudes are not reffing us fairly.
JC was getting it too then.
Bro, come on now. Nobody else found it funny. This dude was always in foul trouble. It's ridiculous.
Every big game.
It's ridiculous. And they still do us like that. Go back to the Celtic game when we was killing them. And guess what the refs come out and do in the third quarter? They throw 3 fouls on Deandre Hunter so fast, bro, make your head spin. And what trips me out is these refs, when they do that, they influence the game. I don't like that, okay? We all know it's a foul committed on every possession, right? What I would like to know is, from a referee, is what makes them call certain fouls. You know what I'm saying? And but when it comes to the Hawks, it's ridiculous. And you know what? It got even worse when Steve Nash, Lloyd Pierce complained about that Trae Young,
They put a target on his back amongst the refs, it seems like. Huh?
Exactly. Bro, watch this.
A collision course.
When the last time you seen Trae get more than 1 and 1 in a game?
Oh, very rarely. And the Trae fouls are stunning. They're stunning because you can see it because of his size. Like, he'll go down there, touch foul. He'll go down there, get dropped to the floor, and it'll be no foul.
Yeah, bro. He would be literally shooting the ball, and they'd be like, foul on the floor. I'd be like, what? That's continuation. And I think I put that in the chat. I put it somewhere.
I wanted to more talk about Trae's mentality when it comes to this, because he's got to start building a rapport. I mean, he's still a young man, but this is the time now where he's got to start talking to these refs as without that immediate emotion, right?
Well, you know what he need to get? He need to get a lesson from Kevin Huerter about the referees. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you heard Kevin Huerter, but Kevin
got
Huerter,
a good take on it.
Yeah, Kevin Huerter said when they call fouls on me, he'd be like, if I know I fouled them, he said, I don't complain. He said some players, they'll complain even though they know they fouled you. He said, I don't complain. And then Sarah asked him why. He said, because then when I don't foul them and they call a foul on me, then I like to go over there and talk to the refs. So they relate me with, oh, if he coming to talk to me about a foul, it's something serious. It's just not, oh, this dude full of shit. Every time I call a foul on this guy, he's coming over here crying and complaining. So I think that's a good thing. But I think with Trae Young is, Trae is such a fierce competitor. And unlike Kevin Huerter, Trae wear his emotions on his sleeve. You can tell when he's frustrated. You could tell when he upset. You know what I'm saying? He got to develop he needs to develop like a type of a poker face. Listen, he get fouled, and like I said, it's just like with your shot. If you ain't feeling it at night, if the ref's on some bullshit tonight. So why even waste your energy crying and complaining? You know what I'm saying? When it ain't like,
that's what I want them to get to. I would love for that to be the case.
Because you know what? They're not gonna overturn the call. They're not gonna say, you know what? You're right, Trae. Hey, take that foul away, guys. So I mean, he gonna have to learn how to deal with it in different ways, in different forms. But best believe he gets officiated. Our whole team gets officiated unfairly this whole season. I've been saying it, and people was telling me they need to play through it, man. You got to play through it. And I'm like, bro, the refs are influencing the game with these calls. So
I definitely agree with that. I just I would also like to see Trae take a more mature strategy towards these guys, because
but he only 23.
Yeah, he is.
He's still a kid, man.
And then actually, look, we We got a late arriver here. What's going on?
Oh, there you go. The analyst in the building.
How's it going, guys?
It's going pretty good, man. I guess let's kind of recap you in. First of all, how you been today?
I've been pretty good. I end up see, it was funny because whenever we posted the link in the group chat, I was in here. I was like, oh, I guess he hadn't started yet. I ended up falling asleep, and I looked. I was like, oh, it was like, oh, you already started.
Well, sleep's good. Sleep's good. Well, just to kind of recap, we touched on the week. We talked about the Detroit game. Starters being pulled. We talked about the Warriors game, Gallo's presence there, and then we talked about the Pacers game. And then kind of gave a player of the week, and I think DeMonster hit it on the head. Bogey, what was a great pick for that. As far as any takeaways from the week, do you have anything to add on that?
Not really. I mean, I thought that when you look at the stats, not where we are this season, you can call this a totally good week. But I mean, for any team, what do we go? I think we're over 500 this week. For us to be able to go, for us to be able to be over 500, pretty much weekly. Even though there's games we should have won, for us to be over 500 weekly is really good. But I do believe that we have a pretty easy challenge tonight. But I thought the week so far, is going pretty good.
Plan. Excellent. Yeah. Well, I thought there was one big glaring shitty part to the week. Pardon my French. And that was Deandre Hunter not being able to play because of a knee injury. Now he's still listed on the injury report for today, but he's not listed as out. So they still tease us with this injury. So what do you make of Deandre Hunter's injury? Do you think we can rely on him moving forward?
And listen, I mean, at the beginning of the season, I was calling for a Deandre Hunter trade. It's something with me that I just don't like injury-prone players. Listen, don't get me wrong, Deandre is a really good player. I think that he's one of our best defenders on the team. I think that he has a lot of improvement on the offensive end. And here's the thing. I don't care how good you are, but if you can't stay healthy and available, if you're not durable, then we got to get rid of you. I mean, it's the same thing with some of the best these days. I mean, you look at Anthony Davis, really good player, but he's not there for the Lakers, and they're falling. So, just with DeAndre, I would, to be honest with you, I probably would go ahead and move on from him this offseason, being that he's 24 now. Not sure he's going to be 25, but the fact that he's going to be 25 and he still has not improved his offensive game to the point where it's effective, and the fact that he's still injury prone, I wouldn't, like, $9 million is not a lot for us this year, so I wouldn't be upset if we gave him the $9 million this off season, because it's not.
What do you think about that, Damon?
What, the $9 million? It's $9 million. It's a team option. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and activate the team option. I'm gonna let him play it, and like I said earlier, you let him play it out. Travis, don't extend him in the off season. You play it out. I'm not even looking at a contract for this guy if he can't even give me 70 games.
Right.
Okay, that's my first milestone. I need 70 games, okay? Then on Deandre Hunter, he needs to go this offseason, get a second opinion on the knee. Something is not right. You should not get injured, right? Get cleared by the team doctors, and that same knee is injured. I just don't get it. It's a cause of concern. Why? Because this is the same knee from last year. It's the same knee the year before that. So something is not right here. Either his knee is jacked up, or our team doctors and facilities are not diagnosing him correctly and maybe rushing him back to get back on the court. I don't know, but like I said, you play it out. You let him become a restricted free agent. and then you make an offer from there depending on what type of milestones did he meet that you set. Now, I'm not gonna tell him the milestones, right? You don't tell him because I don't want him, playing injured to hit the whatever 70, 80 game mark. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling him nothing. I want to see what he give me on his own. You know what I'm saying?
I do. And I guess we'll just move right into the fourth topic, which is can JJ play? You may have missed the montage at the beginning, the analyst, but he had some pretty nice plays this week, and just kind of brings up the conversation is, what do we do with JJ? I mean, he had some real stellar moments in the last week.
Yeah, I mean, listen, besides the spacing of the court, he's doing everything that John Collins did. He's able to be effective in the pick and roll, the lob. He plays solid defense for a 20-year-old. So I think he can improve on that end. But overall, I think that his size, I just think he's a big body. And can JJ, but I mean, I think that he can. If so Gallo's out tonight, I would play him tonight. If Hunter does not play, obviously I would play him. But if Hunter plays, I would play JJ. I think that as long as we have injuries, I think that this shows you that you can turn to him. I think that he's not necessarily proven to you that he should be getting guaranteed minutes, but I think that he's at least showing you that, hey, if you give me some guaranteed minutes, I can at least give you something. I can be effective out on the court. So I do, I would play JJ. I think that he's, someone that can be really good with the right amount of playing time and the right amount of development. We may not be able to give that to him, but at least for right now, to finish off these last few games, I think that his energy and the way he plays can really have an effect on these last 6-7 games of the season.
Yeah, I agree. And what about you, Damon? And what's your take on JJ? Has he made enough noise to even start considering him for this playoff roster?
I mean, I would definitely keep him on the roster right now because I don't know what's the status on Collins. I think Collins, in my opinion,
it's been 3 weeks him out.
I think Collins might be out for the season. I called that soon as they said it was his foot. I said he done for the season. So I would keep him on the roster. I think with JJ, this is what I've been trying to tell people, man. Stop trying to rush these rookies to play. Let them develop at College Park. You let them get 30 minutes a night consistently at College Park to hone their skills. Then you bring them up. But like we said earlier, it's a reason why JJ don't play. Those defensive lapses that he showed in the game, which obviously he can improve on that, right? You can't deny his ability and his talent. That's a gimme, right? But you still have to earn your minutes, point blank, period. And it just so happened the position that he played, we heavy at that position. But what about maybe trying to slide him in as a small forward? I think he could guard other small forwards in the league. He has the size. He definitely had an athletic ability.
It's funny you bring that up.
Does he have that defensive IQ? What we don't need is more people on this team who lack a high defensive IQ. Okay. But guess what? He could slide right in as a small forward. Boom. You can get rid of Hunter, especially if his knee is bad, worse than we think it is. You could run Hunter there. You could come out with a Trae, Herter, JJ, Collins, Capella. So you got athletes on the floor in Collins and JJ. You got a little bit of height out there. 6'10", Capella, 6'9", Collins. What's JJ? JJ what? 6'9"?
6'9".
6'9". So you got 2 6'9", 1 6'10". Athletic as hell. You know what I'm saying?
They're big.
And they can shoot. They can spread the floor. So you could run that lineup if Hunter doesn't turn out to what we think he's going to be. But fellas, I got a roll. I'm gonna holler at y'all.
Well,
Man.
hey, Damon, can you do me one solid favor? And
What's up, bro?
This is the last topic, and I'll just put you on first. And you kind of already just said it too, and this will just kind of steamroll right into it. But it's today it's the game day, and I kind of wanted to know what you thought your starting five would be. So
I'm running the same that we ran against the Pacers. I'm running the exact same thing.
TLC.
Yep, run them. Because guess what? I don't care what people say about I don't care if you like them or not. This is some good game experience. Because just like last year in the playoffs, we don't know who can be injured at any time. Mm-hmm. Why sit these dudes on the bench? Let them play. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. TLC not going to hurt you. It's not like TLC is taking, 20 shots a night. He don't hurt you. But give him the game time. So guess what? If we need him in the playoff due to injury, he will be ready. Look what happened last year when Trae Young went down. We had nobody ready to fill that point guard position. 0. And it cost us. So just run JJ. Just run the same lineup from the Pacer game and then make adjustments as needed. But bro, I think people making a big deal out of TLC starting. It's not a big deal, man.
Right. All right, man. Well, I appreciate your time, and we'll definitely get you on the post game. And analyst, what do you think about the starting lineup? Because Nate, I definitely have given him a lot of trash. But if he with what he has available, you go ahead and say that. I'll throw up what he has available. But the injury report seemed a little small. It just had these guys listed.
Well, Gallo is confirmed out tonight.
Okay.
Hunter game time. With OKC, being with OKC being so defeated.
What's up, Chauncey?
What up? What's going on, man? A little late to the party, but goddamn it, I'm gonna shut it down. What's happening?
Hey,
what up there, young blood?
Hey,
what up there, young blood? Give me some knowledge, young blood.
Well, drop it on this starting five.
I was going to
starting fives, Chauncey.
I was going to ask you before I got into I got into my starting five prediction. Do you, if the rumors are true about Julius Randle, do you think the Hawks should entertain phone calls to New York about Randle?
Chauncey, you got this.
Always entertain phone.
You got this.
You always entertain. Yeah. I go ahead. You always entertain phone calls. You never turn your phone off. You always entertain phone calls because in any case, when it comes to anybody, it was the same situation with the Falcons and Deshaun Watson. You always entertain the phone call, and if the deal makes sense, you do the deal. Yes, you entertain the phone call. I'm not a big fan of Julius Randle like that. He's okay. He's a very good basketball player for what he does. But what's gonna stick in my brain is we send his ass home. So,
I agree. And also his compatibility with Trae, it seems like he would just be more of a pick and pop as opposed to picking someone that drives the lane.
And Julius is a guy that kind of demands the ball now. We can't have
that part. That part I like.
You can like it, but hell, we got a very ball dominant superstar in here. So everybody got to kind of fall in line as Lil Ray wanted to happen now. Now Lil Ray ain't gonna have that shit.
I think our big swing should definitely be DeAndre Ayton. I saw that Damon kind of picked it up.
Will Phoenix just go ahead and pay him, or are they gonna,
The fact that they've taken it this long, I think him being a restricted free agent, I think he should just test the market at this point, which is probably what they want because, they got a lot of people to pay. They got Booker, they got Mikal Bridges, they got
in my opinion, the only person should get paid before him is Booker. If I'm Phoenix,
if I'm an Atlanta Hawks fan, I the hell with that. I say don't pay him.
I understand that. I understand.
So Yeah, like I don't mean to go off seven, but like, so what would your offer be like if they told you that they want like so like if they told you
Randall?
that so what would you be willing to give up for Randall, like salaries matching and everything, because he makes going into next year $25 million.
I mean, that's Gallo and a pop stick, I think. I think that they have a lot of
I ain't moving Gallo.
they have a lot of young guys.
I'm not moving Gallo. He ain't going nowhere.
They have a lot of young guys, and they may want to go to a youth dominant situation there.
Travis tried to pull Grimes in the Reddish trade, but they said no.
Yeah, that would have been something magnificent because Grimes is a fantastic basketball player.
So if it were me,
Quentin Grimes,
I'm thinking about the salaries.
The salaries got to match up. That's the only reason why you're entertaining,
right? because we're gonna be in the luxury tax. So I'm thinking maybe. Oh man, I hate that. No, I can't. The only thing that I would probably do that would allow the salaries to work would be Herter and Hunter. That would be the only thing that would
be a step back in our franchise, to be honest.
Yeah, and that would be.
I think
Herter and Hunter ain't gonna make the money that this boy finna get.
No, because Herter is 14 and Hunter is 9. So,
and what do you expect DeAndre Ayton to get?
I'm talking about Randall.
Well, now here's the thing. Here's the thing. What if we piece together and got Randall and then move Randall and a bunch of picks to LA and got Anthony Davis?
But I mean, the Lakers not going to trade AD for any less from what they get. The Lakers gave up everything for AD. They gave up Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle, 4 first-round picks. They gave up Josh Hart. They gave up everything. So it could work. I like the idea. You said for AD?
Yes.
Hey, man,
I like how durable he is.
Now, what I'm saying, I can't. I mean, when on the floor, he top 5 to 7 guys in the league.
Yeah,
but that's when on the floor.
Yeah, I mean,
his game also just matches well with Trae.
That's true, but he should win
the award. Risk it all for just one championship. What if he comes here and you get one chip?
Hey, I mean, it's worth it.
Of course, if you get a ring, yeah. But also, you see what that ring costs in the Lakers.
And that wasn't even a real ring. That wasn't even a real ring. Everybody's looking at that one like, nah.
It ain't fake. That ring ain't fake.
Man, that should have been a plastic ring.
They got
that should have been a plastic ring.
Hey. If it was my Hawks wanted, I'd tell everybody to go.
Yeah.
Jump in the river.
A ring is a ring.
Well, let's get back into it because we got a funky game tonight against OKC. We got a bunch of people out. Nate's been terrible at doing starting lineups. Chauncey, what's your starting lineup? And if you want me to go first, I can, but I want to hear yours.
I want to know who out.
Well, it looks like Gallo might. Let's just say Gallo's out. Let's say JC's out. Let's say DeAndre Hunter's out. Let's get freaky with it.
I wouldn't mind if he's ready. Just go ahead on, man. Go and throw Jalen Johnson out there just to see what's going on. You say Gallo's out, DeAndre Hunter's out.
Mm-hmm.
I throw Jalen Johnson out there. I mean, then you go with the same backcourt. I mean, starting Trae and
Herter.
Herter will probably Herter will move to the small forward. And he'll start to learn right because Bogey done got acclimated to coming off the bench. So I mean, but look, man, we do what we supposed to do. That's a big if. We should have no problem. It should be like it was 2 nights ago, bro.
Man, OKC ain't got nobody. They literally have everybody, and probably they got so many guys. Their coach probably won't even show up to the game. they ain't got nobody.
Yeah.
this would be my starting lineup because I think everybody's kind of touched on it. And I thought I was going to have kind of like, an interesting lineup. But I think if everybody's out, I think I go Trae, Hunter at the shooting guard, JJ at the small forward, Double O at the power forward, and CC at the center. Now, if people feel funny about that messing up the rotation in the with the bench players, then I would go Trae, Wright, Hunter, JJ, and CC. And I think that's what you said there, Chauncey. So I think you and I agree on that part.
Yeah. I mean,
what do you? Go ahead,
I mean, the only time I would have CC and Double O in the game is we need a stop right now. Fuck off. We need a stop. We just gonna depend on the offensive end. We gonna depend on Trae and maybe a shooter. We need a stop. But as to start a game, I wouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do that to start a game.
Well, you may not have heard this, but earlier I talked about Nate's lineup that he had against not the Pacers, but against the team before that, and it was Trae, Hunter, DeLone Wright, and TLC and CC.
Oh, he started TLC last game, didn't he?
Yeah, I just thought that was silly.
He gonna start him this game. I mean, but TLC didn't do bad last game.
He probably go with the same.
I mean, shit. TLC, what I saw, TLC played good defense. Shit, how many points he get?
He did all right. But it's just the size out there. It was there was no real power forward. There barely was a small forward. It was just a bunch of shooting guards out there and point guards. It was 2 point guards in DeLone Wright and Trae. 2 shooting guards or small forwards in Hunter and TLC, and then CC. That's not a winning lineup.
I took a strong look at DeLone Wright. DeLone Wright got a little length on him, man. He's the tallest person in the world, but he got long ass arms. Because I'll be wondering how he be getting them steals like that. But man, bro got some decent length on him, But hey man, I think we need to try. Hey, look, we're not gonna get 6. We already know that. And
if we win the rest of the games, we got a chance.
I mean, but the thing about it, what I don't want, little bro, is for us to overextend ourselves trying to win all these damn games. I ain't saying go out there and lose. I don't want us to overextend ourselves. Somebody else get hurt, tweak a knee or whatever the case, and then we do get a 6 seed, but we just be dog meat for whoever the 3 seed is, and they just wipe us the fuck out. I would rather just go into the play-in healthy, and then we just have to win that extra game or 2.
Man, I'm looking at who the 3 seed is right now. I'll take Boston any day.
I like us against Boston, Miami. The only it ain't but 2 teams that I don't want to see round 1 at least. Yeah. I do not want to see the defending champs. Yeah, and I do not want to see Brooklyn. And I do not want to see Brooklyn down there with us. Yeah. We're gonna have to get
there. Don't want to see them.
I mean.
But we won't see them until like the Eastern Conference Finals.
No. If we were to see, the only way we're gonna see Brooklyn where it looks like is it's gonna be a winner take all. One of us going home. Hell, what they are they like the 8th seed or the 9th seed?
It's right here in front of you. Can you see on the screen?
He's driving.
I'm driving, so I can't look down.
Okay, what do you need?
The 8th seed.
The 8th seed is to be determined. It's in the play-in.
Well, he was asking. Is Brooklyn the 8th seed? So yeah, if Brooklyn played Cleveland right now, I have no doubt that Brooklyn probably beat Cleveland.
I think so too.
The only thing I really want, if we're gonna be at that 9 or 10 spot, I want to have home court. I don't want to go into the play-in, having to go on the road because we don't play well on the road. If we're gonna be in that 9-10, I want to be 9 at home. But my goal right now, because we're only a half a game out of getting 8. And we're a couple games after that from getting.
Where are we
7.
at in the loss column? That's what matters right now.
How many losses do we have?
Like who in the A spot right now?
Brooklyn.
How many losses they got?
A lot.
They have
39, 40. Just go with that assumption there.
Put it back up, Lou, if you can.
Now, if they got 39 losses, we should be in the A spot. But we only got 37.
Lou, can you put it back up real quick?
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds.
They have 36 losses.
Okay, we got 30. So we're a game back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a game. Just say we're a game back.
We're only a half a game.
That's what matters, the loss column. So we're a game back from Brooklyn. Where are we at in the tiebreaker with them? They own the tiebreaker, right?
Well,
I think we played each other the same.
Yeah, if we play them once more, then the series would be tied. So, no, actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, they don't. No, I'm sorry. They do own the tiebreaker. Yeah,
they own the tiebreaker. That means we got to finish a game ahead. So basically, we 2 games behind Brooklyn.
Right. So because as of right now, we're a game and a half behind. I wouldn't. You
just got to keep winning.
If we move up, if Brooklyn moves up to 7 and we move up to 8, I would not mind seeing Brooklyn that first game in the play-in.
Yeah.
Because
get them out the way.
Exactly. At least if you lose them in the first game in the play-in, you're not eliminated. Like, I don't think we have to worry about seeing them in like a 9 or 10 spot. If you lose there, you're eliminated. So it's like I would not mind seeing them at 7 or 8 because you still give yourself a chance to win. I mean, even though you're not going to stop Katie, you're not going to stop Kyrie. If you play quick, Brooklyn has 36 losses, same as beat them before. So they're not impossible to beat. But I would much rather see them at 7 or 8.
Absolutely, I agree.
And so this would be ideal then. Brooklyn at 7, us at 8, Charlotte at 9, and Cleveland falls all the way down to 10. Because then we would at least have.
And I'm looking at Cleveland's schedule.
Cleveland gonna have to lose a whole lot.
We would have Cleveland or Charlotte coming to see us to get into the
But Cleveland has quite a bit of winnable games. They play Milwaukee, Brooklyn,
but
Philly.
They may hit a wall.
Let me say this, man. Who the fuck we play is who the fuck we gonna play. I'm gonna say that. Hey, either way, you gonna have to goddamn beat a dog to beat a dog. So exactly. I mean, if we just for the sake of saying, now I'm gonna disagree with you a little bit on that, young Allens. I think we play with a little more intensity on the road. We more subject to trick off a game at home than we is on the road. Even though our home record is better, but a lot of times I've seen us play hungrier on the road. I'm not saying we better on the road. The sense of urgency be a little more there on the road. You got to think about. I have to bring on the playoffs last year. We did the lion's share of our work in the playoffs last year, basically on the road. We won. Yeah. We won 2 in New York. We won 3 in Philly. You know what I mean? And did we win 1 in Milwaukee?
Yeah. We won the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know. If I had to choose, I would much rather see us at home. But the way Charlotte's been playing lately.
I understand. No doubt. I'm not saying you're wrong.
I don't want to mess with Charlotte.
Yeah, the way Charlotte's been playing lately, it's just been one of because Charlotte. I thought that Charlotte would definitely fall looking at their schedule before seeing them having to play all those West Coast teams. They only lost to one of them, and that was Denver. They beat Utah. I believe they beat I think they beat a couple other tough
West Brooklyn.
Coast teams. Yeah, they beat Brooklyn. They're one of those teams where it's like they'll play hard to get into the playoffs, but I don't believe they're going to do anything in the playoffs.
They're not as playoff ready.
Right.
Charlotte is not as playoff ready as we are. Right. We're the advantage that we have over the other 3 teams. Well, I ain't gonna say are we more battle tested than Brooklyn?
No.
Okay. Are we more battle tested than Toronto?
No.
We are. I think we are. I think we can beat Toronto.
I'm talking about the current Toronto team.
No, they have Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam. I think those 2 alone.
Yeah.
I'd take Toronto in a 9-10 playing game.
But I like
scare
us
me.
against Toronto though. I like us against Toronto.
I like us against Toronto too. It'll be a dogfight, but at the same time, are we more battle tested? I can't say that because they went to the championship and won.
They got 4 guys
with,
on that
with
still on
Kawhi
team,
and
right?
Kyle Lowry, and
I don't want to see Brooklyn at all. I don't want to see Philly at all. Believe it or not, even though
I don't want to see Philly at all. Exactly.
I don't want to see Brooklyn, Philly, or Milwaukee.
Philly,
I think that'll give us bad matchups.
I think we're gonna see Milwaukee. I think if everything works out good, then we'll play the number 3 seed.
No, I don't want to see none of these teams early. I mean, because once you win a playoff series, then your team got a little mojo going. You know, this could be a real this gonna be a real awkward playoff, man.
Yeah.
In them conference finals, it's gonna be somebody you least expect.
Yeah.
Probably on both sides.
I tell you what, to be honest
and I think
with
the
you,
Eastern conference is better than the West.
Oh, for sure.
For about goddamn time, and I agree.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I'll be 100%. I would now in the playoff series with Brooklyn. We may adjust, but I feel like Brooklyn is a team that we won't have to worry about. But I wouldn't necessarily want to play them early. But we don't have to worry about that. Philly, I'll take us against Philly. I mean, to me, Philly is good, but they're not like because listen. Even though they lost to Milwaukee, I watched the way Philly played. To me, James Harden is really not coexisting with Joel as well as people thought. To me,
Harden ain't coexisting with nobody. But here's what you don't want. You don't want them two to get it going together, boy. That's a problem.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they will because I'm looking at it's like versus Joel. I mean, I'm sorry, versus
it's still got
James. But yeah, and we were talking about this. I was just saying, beside like Joel, James does. It's like he doesn't fit in with the team. I feel like he's just being James Harden by himself.
No, I understand. Listen, I understand that, but even with that being said, just the thought of them getting it going is an issue because you got 2 very high volume scorers, and they also pass the basketball well. The defense is gonna be shitty. It's gonna be 150 to 149. But hey, them two together is a problem, Jack. They get it going now, and I'm gonna throw something else at you. Has Ben Simmons been ruled out for the season?
No.
Now, I know he took a lot of flack last
year. He ain't gonna be thrown into just playoff basketball, though.
Oh yes, he will. Trust me. If he passes all his tests, and he say he's ready to go, man, he'll get thrown right. It could be game 7.
If I'm running the show around there, his ass gonna get thrown in there because even though he had
issue,
even though he had his issues last year. What he can do well is what Brooklyn needs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And he don't have to be that number 2 scorer like Joel needed.
Yeah. What he can do well is what they need. A motherfucker, an extra ball handler with length.
Man. I don't understand why we didn't go after him harder. But hey, let's kind of get back onto tonight's game so we can round up.
I gotta get out of here. Y'all gonna do your thing.
All right.
I'll holler at y'all a little bit later. We'll
you
chop it
got
up
us
later.
winning for sure, though, right, Chauncey?
Blowout.
Excellent.
It's gonna get ugly.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna get ugly. Gorgie Dane shooting threes by the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarter.
I like that.
I tell you what, OKC is the same team that got beat by 75 this season. So I mean, they're the same team that got beat by 75 this season. But
I'm 100 y'all cats, man.
All right, man.
Yep.
All right.
I do have my lineup. I'm sticking with this line because even though it's not going, I know for sure it's not going to happen. I have my lineup with DeAndre and without DeAndre.
All right,
okay.
What is it?
This is my one without DeAndre. Trae Young, obviously. DeLon Wright at the 2. Herter at the 3. Knox at the 4. and Capella at the 5.
Oh, Jesus.
Listen.
Well, now you got to ask why. Why would you throw Knox in over Double O or over JJ?
Because to me, I feel like, first of all, you're playing the Thunder. I mean, the Thunder may see something that they like and try to recruit Knox. But on a serious note, I mean, to me, I think that Knox gives you OKC is gonna be really small tonight. Either really small or really big. I think that Knox gives you size. I strongly believe that if you give Knox starting minutes, he can get into I watched the game that New York played against Milwaukee, where Knox went for 18. He was shooting the lights out the ball. That's because he was starting and he got confidence, and he was just shooting the ball and he was making shots. He gets to the basket. Again, I continue to say this on continuous occasions. Whoever he's guarding does not get the ball. And if they do, it's not going to be easy. I like Knox at the 4. And then the bench would obviously be Lou, Bogey, TOC, JJ, and Onyeka. I think that JJ can really.
You don't think Dane gonna get any playing time?
Only if I were to start Big O at the 4, then I would give Gorgie the backup center role. But I'll be honest with you, although I think that JJ probably deserves to start over Knox, I like JJ with the second unit because I feel like he can be another engine in that second unit where it's just like the chemistry is there. But if we're with Deandre tonight, now this is a little mix up. Even I'm starting Trae Young, Lou Williams, Kevin Huerter, Deandre Hunter, Clint Capella. I don't like Deandre as the 4, but I think that would be more likely to happen. Now, only reason I'm starting Lou is because I just think that it would be a better fit against this team with Deandre, because I feel like DeLon Wright can kind of get the second unit going, because Lou has not been able to do that these past few games. DeLon will be able to get the second unit going with Bogey. You'll be able to have some defense out on the court with DeLon, because Bogey, he'll try, but he's not like a lockdown defender. So you'll be able to have some defense on the floor with DeLon, Bogey, Timotei, and then you have JJ and Big O. I don't know. I'm still pushing for Knox to play at the 4. I'm gonna keep pushing for it until it happens. Because you never know. You may need Knox in the playoffs. You never know. You may need him in the playoffs.
Agreed. And I actually had, when if I was to start Double O, I also had Knox playing a role and Dang playing a role as far as backups go. So I mean, I agree that those are the changes you'll have to make if Knox is playing, but I don't know about starting Knox. That's a little wild, but I like it. I like that you're thinking out the box. But you got us winning, right?
Oh, for sure. For sure. Listen, there's one guy that's questionable tonight for OKC, and that's Tre Mann. If he doesn't play, we're winning by 40 points easily. Now, if he does play, because I'm looking at his numbers, he put up 2 30-point games in the past few games. He put up 135, 130, then he had 29. Tre Mann is special. He was a first-round pick. But
I really wanted him.
Yeah. But listen, I think we got something special in Sharif Cooper. But overall, if Tre Mann plays, I say we win the game by 15, 20 points. But if he doesn't play, then we're going to win this game for sure. 30 plus. And listen, if we don't, that doesn't mean that I'm going to be upset. I don't care if we win by 1 point. As long as we get the win tonight, it counts as a win.
Right.
But
now, do you see this little stat? We are actually completely tied.
Wow. So
the winner of tonight's game gets to say we're the best
out of the two.
Bragging rights for the whole season, or
and
for the whole
I kind of wish Gallo was played, because OKC is Gallo's old team. I feel like Gallo would have just went ham on OKC tonight. But listen, I think that we have, with Hunter playing or not, I think that we have the crew that can get the job done, especially since they're so undermanned. They don't even have Josh. They don't even have their starting 5 available, and half their bench is gone. So so we should be in really good shape to win this game tonight. I'm 100% confident that we're going to win big tonight.
I completely agree. 2 games over 500. Come look to us to be talking about that in the post game, and that will do it for the show. Thank you for watching. Join us next week. If you enjoyed the podcast, tell a friend. Like, share, subscribe, drop comments. Find us on our socials, and check out our sponsors in the description. Make sure to catch the after show with MI and the analyst, MI, aka Damon, the monster.
You gonna be on there?
And the analyst. I will probably be on there unless I drink one too many. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to it, unless it's just a blowout and, it's nothing to talk about, and y'all have that handled at that point. But if something crazy happens, I will
Not sure what. Don't know if it's just on my end or.